Hey, very nice. Let's make sure everything is working. And let's go. Let's go here. It is indeed on. Nice, nice. Hello, can anybody hear me? Alright. Let's see. Let's grab the links and all that. Hey, it's working. Very nice. That's what we like to hear. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Greatly appreciated. Oh no, the monkey getting weak. Can't have that. Am I on the right account? I'm not. Shit. It ain't good. Very scary stuff. Streaming with the mask on. For real, for real. Right, nice, nice, nice. Everything is posted. Let's pull up the chat to make sure everything's working. While I play monkey game in between. Because, you know, shit is fun. Truly. Alright. That's posted. Refresh that. Yo, what's poppin'? Close that. Close my 40 million tabs. And we should be good. Nice. What is going on, people? How is it going? It's like weird. I don't see the chat. Like I have two screens for the chat, but they're not. One's refreshing, one isn't. And the one I kind of need to refresh isn't like showing. Let me try and fix this. If I check on my phone. Hey man, hope you're well. Yeah, I'm not bad. Could be better, of course, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, seems to be working. Nice. I just can't see it on the chat screen for some reason. Don't know why. Very weird. But if you have any questions and stuff, just let me know in the chat. Why can't I knock these out? There you go. How scary. Of course, mate. I'm here. I'm here to read. I'm not sure when the next Bucky Dow chapter is going to be released, but probably next week. It's normally like Mondays. It gets dropped, so we didn't get one this week, or it should be Sunday for most people still, I think. What day is it? No, it should be Monday for most people. So we didn't get one this week, so maybe next week. It's going to be interesting to see what he does against Oliver's ball, that's for sure. Is Sugune going to be able to counter it, or is Oliver just going to claim that victory? Hopefully he does, because, you know, Sumo Trash needs to go lower and lower. Always. Who do you think is going to be the next fighter in Ragnarok? I think it's going to be Okita Tsuji versus Loki. I've been saying this matchup for quite some time now. I think we need a Norse god. Okita has been the human who has been, like, since his introduction, he's been, like, the longest one just chilling, waiting. They had that exchange during, like, the big thing between Buddha and Loki, so it's just, that's what I think. No, Beelzebub versus Tesla hasn't ended yet. The Raws for the next chapter should be out in a few days, and apparently it's a double chapter, so it's most likely ending like this month. The Raw should be out in like 5 or 4 days. Sadly, I can't make a video on it on the main channel because strikes and all that, but yeah, it should be out in a few days, and I'm guessing it is ending this month. Unfortunately, but hopefully, maybe not. Yeah, copyright strike, not fun at all, but appreciate it. Why isn't it going? There you go. If you haven't already, make sure to, of course, leave a like on the stream. It's greatly appreciated. That's it. I'm going hardcore farming in that. Beelzebub, yeah, I'm still on like his side for him winning the whole thing. On more so him winning for like the sake of the future of the tournament, but I would like a draw to like end the Beelzebub's like whole character thing of wanting to die, and then ensuring that the future fights aren't like extremely predictable. So a draw I think would be good, and it would fix like all the issues with Buddha betrayal and like the introduction of Hades to ensure all the like humans introduced or at the start of the original fighter list actually get a, you know, shot to fight. I thought Hades versus Huang was going to be a draw for like the longest time. For like pretty much the same reason. So I'm guessing I'm just going to say there's going to be a draw for, you know, until it does happen. Do you want to see 4 fight again? Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing much more from 4. Whether he fights in the tournament again is probably unlikely, but if there's future story like after the original tournament, you could see that. That'll be pretty interesting. Or 4 got his own spin-off manga as Lubu got his one, and now we're getting Jack the Ripper, so 4 could be an interesting character to, you know, explore more. I made a video on the Tenkaichi fight, Kamizumi vs Hino. I do like, you know, Adam vs Zeus more, but that was definitely, I'll say, my second favorite fight in Tenkaichi so far. I still like Fuma and the old blind man more. I forgot what his name was. That's still my favorite fight, but that fight was pretty amazing. Tenkaichi is still probably the most underrated manga, at least for stuff I read, which to be fair isn't that much. I talked about this in my like Zeus vs Buddha video, but pretty much Zeus wants to fight again. He wanted to fight, you know, Buddha when he did that whole betrayal, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Mad Lad actually does it and ends up getting himself killed this time. Well, Rasputin can't, you know, not win, you know, top of the verse and all that. I read the, I believe, first 3 fights of Majo Taisen. I haven't read one in a while, or like a chapter in like probably a year at this point, but I believe I read the first 3 fights. I've talked about it in other videos. I just don't really keep up with it. It's not bad, it's just like, I don't know. Just don't read it really that often. We know what Simo looks like. His design is already revealed due to like when the manga first started, the authors or like someone running a Twitter page did like a thing for the Japanese fans of whose character design they wanted to see the most, and the winner was Simo and Huang. That's why we got to see their designs before they actually fought. So we do know what he looks like. That is like confirmed what he's going to look like in the series. Probably just look it up on Google. Simo, Record of Ragnarok. What you see is what he's actually going to look like. True Sun God. Sheesh. Face can be like. Not sure if it's blurry because, like, you know, shit internet down here. Can't actually see that well. Yeah, Odin is definitely going to be very interesting when he does finally fight. The last remaining chief god in the series. All the weird stuff he's done at various points. And like the whole stuff where he may be connected to Brunhilde as well. I think it's possible that Siegfried is someone who betrays humanity and fights for the gods, and Katoki is the one to fight him. They already, I guess, have the build up with that whole like thing, Buddha telling him to look into him and all that. So yeah, there's still stuff that could be like twisting around the original format. I don't think Leonidas is going to be a traitor. Leonidas was mentioned during the scene when Brunhilde was deciding who to pick for the Poseidon fight. She was like, who do I pick? She pulled up Nostradamus, Leonidas, and Huang, and then Sasaki just, you know, pulled up on his own. Yeah, wait, if you look up Simo Record of Ragnarok. Hey, my thumbnail comes up on it first. But yeah, that's his like official design. The colors aren't official, they're like fans, but the like, yeah, the manga panel one, that's his officially confirmed design for the series. Gonna be pretty cool. Leonidas could fight maybe. For the longest time I thought it was going to be like Odin. My theory was that Leonidas would have 2 Valkyrie volumes due to Buddha fighting for humanity. As such, they didn't need a Valkyrie. Leonidas would have a Valkyrie for his shield and like his spear, and then he would be like the big fight against Odin. He's confirmed or implied to be very strong by Brunhilde, considering him to, you know, fight against Poseidon. So that could be pretty interesting. But now, considering the introduction of Nostradamus, he may be the one fighting Odin instead, but I think it's out of those two. The rules for the chapter come out in like 4 days or 5 days, something like that, before the end of the month. I used to live stream a lot when I would like stay up late for the Kengan chapter releases, but I haven't really done live streams until recently with all the strike stuff. I recorded a video today and I was editing it, but if you don't know, I can't upload on the main channel right now due to dealing with strikes, so I decided I'm not going to go gym today. It's like rest day, so I might as well just stream and chill for a bit. I was planning to stream longer yesterday, because I only streamed like 20 minutes, but my internet like died, so like unlucky, so I might as well stream today as well. And don't know how long I'm going to stream for. We'll see what happens. Probably until my like voice dies. I don't really have any Funko Pops, but if Record of Ragnarok was to get a release, I may need to, you know, get them all. In the future, even though like my camera blows the background, I want to have like a what's like a bookshelf behind me with like the manga volumes I have of like Kengan and Ragnarok. I think that would be pretty cool to have in the future. Dun, 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 dun. Need some hydration. Can I have it? Yeah, I can. Let hydration be important. I want to get the Plasma Monkey Fan Club. The absolute goods. I forgot to post the stream on Twitter. I mean, let me do that as well. Speaking of my Twitter, you should follow it. True? True. And then the, you know, stream ritual is spamming my Twitter in the chat, telling everyone to follow it. So, you know, do it. I'm rooting on the current fight being a draw. Let the man Beelzebub die in peace. He suffered through too much. Yeah, just give it a draw so we have the future of the story set up in a better way. We have pretty much Beelzebub whole thing coming to an end. And we have Tessa being a mad lad going out with like a crazy bang. Apparently, this isn't like 100% confirmed, but something was released in like the magazine where Ragnarok publishes that it's going to be ending next month. This isn't 100%, it could be like a fake translation or something like that. But we do have it apparently confirmed that there's 2 chapters coming out this month. So, considering that maybe confirmation last month and the fact that there's 2 chapters, I think it's probably the case it's going to end this month. Which I do believe is a little bit unfortunate. I wanted it to go longer, much longer. Hopefully the chapters are quite long and we actually see, you know, Beelzebub's whole transformation. And I'll be very thrilled if the fight ends in like them nuking one another. Like, that'll be some craziness. Like, they nuke one another, they're just like, we see them get destroyed and everyone's just like stunned, and then the referee's like, well, I guess it's a draw. Like, that is part of the reason he's fighting Ragnarok and like wants to win, because he wants to destroy humanity. But it's mainly for the sake of the future of the story. I want it to be a draw. Like, him winning would kind of be like okay. I wouldn't mind too much. I guess maybe setting up the future of the story where Beelzebub could die then, like after the tournament, and then we could, you know, have his whole thing end. But it just like works better if it's a draw. He dies, future of the story set up better, stuff like that. That's just my hope. I think that's like the best outcome. I kind of hope we steer away from like the whole Hades focus being, you know, a major thing, because for all we know, we could have Anubis as the next fighter and the whole like underworld thing gets expanded on even more. And maybe we have Hades who, you know, fights for revenge on Poseidon, Beelzebub who fights for revenge on what's it called? I'm gonna lose. No, unfortunate. Unlucky. What was I saying? Beelzebub who fights for the revenge of Hades, and then we have like Anubis fighting for like Beelzebub or something. That'll be like a bit wacky. That's why I hope it's like Loki fighting next. Let's do this one. When I think Kurt Ryan's gonna come back, I think it's possible he'll return when everyone enters the inside, because before Seki vs. Okyo begun, we saw like Oma, Rei, Retsu and all that, preparing to go to the inside. So maybe as they go in, we have like maybe 2 more characters pull up to join them. I think Kure Ryan could be one of them. That could set up like a crazy battle in the inside. Oma versus the Tiger Nicker and Ryan versus Gilbert or something like that. Infinite regeneration or something like immortality, or considering he's like real world stuff, what's happened to him, I think that's likely. Pretty much the fight is still going on. I'm hoping that he gets fully clowned on, but Seki is, beating him up quite a bit. They're beating one another up, but Seki's having, the better moments, which is of course as expected because Seki is, the GOAT. Wait, this guy's like... I have like nothing on him. I have nothing on this guy as well. Oh shit. Hold up. Dun, 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 dun. The latest chapter of Kengan Omega. Dun, 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 dun. Did anyone follow the Twitter? That's the real question. No one followed the Twitter? Unlucky, boys. Disappointment. How do I pin this stuff? There you go. If they were to incorporate Purgatory Fighters, Lo Long is the best option because he's literally a worm fighter or worm killer. That would make a lot of sense. He's, top tier. That'd be pretty cool. So, like, imagine Ryan, Oma, Lo Long, and Kano like going into the inside. That would be pretty hype. No, I have not watched JoJo season 6. I watched season 5 and like 1 to 5, but I haven't seen 6 yet. Don't know when I'm gonna watch it. The only reason I watched season 1 to 5 to begin with is I made a deal with a friend where he was to watch all of One Piece, like the anime up to date, and I was to watch 5 parts of JoJo, and I mean, he did it, so I watched it. Who do you think wins in a fight, Jack Hanma or Kure Ryan? If it's like based on not equal stats, this like how strong Jack Hanma is, how strong Kure Ryan is, Jack, beats Ryan up. But equal stats is a video I have, had planned for a while. I made my Oma vs Bucky equal stats video. That did very well. So, of course, naturally I was going to do Jack vs Kure Ryan. But then Jack had his fight with Sukune at the time. So I waited. And now I'm not sure what's going to happen with Jack. I maybe want to wait a little bit more to see what he does. Yeah, it's a very big indicator that it's going to end with the double chapter. The thing about Nostradamus versus Loki and how it's like the 2 Joker thing is Loki hasn't really been set up as a monster on the god side. Hasn't been like set up as weak or anything. But compared to how Nostradamus is like, oh, this guy is the, the Joker of humanity. He's saved for later. He's someone who destroyed the Bifrost, the thing between heaven and hell and all that. So, he's strong. I don't think Loki would be all that. As both from use 2 weapons. I didn't know that. That could be pretty interesting. Then who would Rasputin fight? Because Rasputin and Anubis has been something I've like thought has got to happen since the start. Where would you put Sorpang in a tier list? So, it depends. So, Sorpang had like those multiple fights with Segabahashi. Before the Berserker Ball begun, he was able to defeat Segabahashi for the first time. That technically means he's on Segabahashi's level right now. You could say this wasn't Marvelous Seki, so it doesn't really count because Marvelous Seki... I guess kinda is a stronger version. If Segabashi defeats Okubo in this fight, that would mean Sorpang is like on the same level as like Okubo, maybe even like Nitoku, stuff like that. I think he's already on around, but like Okubo level, like around there. Why aren't these guys attacking? Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Stop. There you go. Don't know why I did that. I'm not sure what they're gonna go do with Okita's partner, because he's not a fighter. Is he just going to watch and commentate the whole time, or is he gonna have a role and once again the stuff after the whole tournament? Ryan is still technically an assassin. Yeah, he is. May not seem like his personality, but he is still regarded as an assassin. Wait, did I read your question? Isn't going to the inside because it might be a career friend. I think Ryan isn't. Yeah, he is an assassin, correct? All of them are assassins, but Ryan is the only combative Kure right now part of the main Kure clan. Like one that's, you know, top tier fighter. Oh, not even top tier, monstrous fighter. Like young Irio was. Yeah, Nostradamus having foresight would make sense. I see that as likely. Yeah, I'll probably make a dedicated Tesla video, like how strong is he, and then at the end of the video, I'll make like who I think he defeats, who I think he doesn't defeat. But this fight has a lot of issues with translations, as there's been like 3 different teams doing it, and a lot of them say different things. So I wish there was an official English translation, like up to date for it. That would make it so much easier. Can I really not put him in here? Oh my god, that's depressing. Ryan some new power up. Potentially most characters will end up getting more power ups. Whether he unlocks new techniques, I don't know about that. He has, I think, enough at this point. Sasaki and Record Ragnarok would, you know, stomp anyone from Tenkaichi from what we know so far. I thought that was pretty obvious. Alter the future. Hey, that would be pretty wild. I've already had like the foresight thing with what's his name? Buddha, so who knows? Ultra in the future would be pretty cool. Hopefully not more eye abilities though, because Ragnarok has had too many of those. Kengan will end after the worm is defeated, potentially, or could go back to a similar thing of what Kengan Ashura initially was, the whole battle between the corporations, who wants to take over as like the Kengan chairman, stuff like that. We could honestly just have endless tournaments. This really depends what they want to do. Because they don't... Like, the worm's been a huge part of Kengan Omega, but they don't particularly need it to stay, like, super relevant. Ooh, how long have I been streaming for? 30 minutes, sheesh. I made a video, like a what if video, going over, like, Yudro if he was in Record Ragnarok. I think it was a pretty interesting video if you want to check that out. Just look up Yudro versus Record Ragnarok, should come up. We'll probably see Huang wake up maybe like next round or something like that. Like, considering the amount of humans who have survived, this does like set up more stuff for the future of the story, like what's going to happen after the tournament. Or if even the tournament is like cut short or something like that. That could be something pretty interesting as well. Regarding Siegfried, my theory is that he's going to be a what's it called? A human trader that's going to fight for the gods. Huh? I can't place there. That's annoying. Character to pick apart from the current roster. Who would I pick? Something interesting, like, I don't know, Muhammad Ali or something like that. I honestly have no idea on the spot. What is this? I'm so confused. What am I playing? What fight are you looking forward to the most in Kengan Mega? Probably Oma versus the Tiger Nico. Like, as a fight that is virtually confirmed to be happening in the future. I think that one. We need more double chapter releases. We get quite a few every year, so I don't think it's that bad. Jaime Masaki is an interesting one because it seems like his interest in fighting wasn't really there. The only reason he was doing it was because his supposed father was doing it. Now that he's dead, or now that Jaime killed him, he won't really have a role. Maybe he could like fight in the new Annihilation tournament. That could be something, but I don't really think he's going to have a major role in the future. Unless he goes like full crazy mode and, you know, who knows then. Do you think any of the gods will be stronger than Zeus and any human stronger than Adam? I hope so. Personally, having the two strongest revealed in round 2, not all that. At least some where it's like super debatable which is stronger. Like most people say, yeah, it could be Zeus, it could be like Anubis or something like that. Of course, my belief is that Rasputin will be the top of the verse, so we have that. I don't think the Tiger Nico for himself has Advance or Divine Demon. Even if he does know how to use it, I don't think he will due to the dangers. I think he's mainly focused on evolving the Nico style as he said after, you know, Faye died. I think he's going to have this like crazy mastery of the Nico style. And he's like skill at using it is going to be like next level. I don't think he'll have like some other crazy transformation type thing. Or he very well could, because what would be the purpose of him doing all like the experiments and everyone? Goku negs all gods. Goku gets negged by Yudro though. That's, you know, unfortunate. I hope Anubis is like top, because it's going to be crazy. He's going to need to be top if he's fighting, you know, Rasputin. Maybe, you know, second strongest after him. Hello, mate. Welcome to the stream. It wasn't really a no diff. I think 4 vs Lubu was probably like a mid diff, I would say. That's my guess for that fight. Probably a mid diff. More hydration time now. Low key, this mask is making my face a bit itchy. But it's alright, the grind shall never end. I'm enjoying myself. Hope everyone watching is enjoying the stream so far. What are you talking? What spoilers for what specifically, mate? Come on, mate. Be specific. There isn't though for like the main three things I talk about. The Raws for Ragnarok come out in like 4 days. Kengan chapter come out in like 12 hours or something, and Bucky chapter, I don't know. Whenever it comes out. Do you think the removal cap can go past 100? Maybe, but I don't think it should. Be a bit weird if it can. Susanoo is going to be very interesting. One of the gods, or one of a few characters who hasn't even been mentioned whatsoever in the series apart from that one panel of the gods lineup. Any idea what will come from Odin and the Beelzebub situation? I think it's more so Beelzebub having insight of what Odin's true plans are, and we may see a scene when, let's say Beelzebub, let's say the fight is a draw, Beelzebub dies, we may see a scene where like Odin smiles or something like that. That's what I could see happening, because you know what Beelzebub knows kind of triggered Odin quite a bit. I hope we do, because so far I think Jack vs Hercules may still be my favourite fight in the whole series, and that is majorly due to the uniqueness of the arena and how the fight actually played out. Every other fight has virtually been the same regardless of what the arena they're in, they're pretty much the same. So another one where it's like very unique and has other factors to play into the fight would be pretty cool. So I'm begging that they have something like that again. My hope is probably Loki versus Akita and Rasputin versus Anubis. Leonidas versus Anubis would be pretty cool. I don't know about Odin versus Akita though. Not too much of a fan of that. Why can't I do this? Oh, it's 17,000. Sheesh. The weirdest match in Ragnarok. Like out of the current roster that we've seen, probably like Jack versus, I don't know, Poseidon. That would just be very awkward. I don't think Loki is really set up to be. He's not going to be weak, but I don't think he's set up to be worthy of fighting, you know, someone set up the way Nostradamus is. This random fucking emails. So annoying. Simo versus Apollo. Most people in the fandom like think that's going to happen. That's just like a default. Rip to the final Greek god fighting. The biggest L. Unless he actually wins, and that's going to be leaving some people quite pissed. Yeah, Jack would have lost against Hercules if they were in a regular arena, definitely. Who do you think will be the strongest in Kengan in the end? So I don't think Koga is going to be the strongest. I think it's either going to be the Connector, and like the way they defeat him is like a team fight thing. I don't think anyone's going to be capable of 1v1ing, like defeating him. So probably him for me. Simo Snowbomb, yeah, that makes the most historical sense. I wonder if his dog will have like a role, because in his like Simo's arc there was his, you know, dog chilling. So that could be interesting. Why don't this land on the thing? Lastly, I love your content. Appreciate it. Also was upset Hercules versus Leonidas didn't happen. And after seeing that, I'm glad it didn't happen, yeah. Jack versus, you know, Hercules is quite great. I don't think Hercules would be all that against Leonidas. Your biggest hot take compared to the fandom at last? For what series? Specify what series you want the, you know, huge hot take for. Record of Ragnarok? Probably how low I think Shiva actually is. That's probably the thing I get the most hate for, how low I rank Shiva. Or maybe even Lubu. I've seen a lot of people praise Lubu quite a bit compared to what I do. The team that takes on the connector. That's a hard one, but I want to say Oma and Koga. Just those two. I think Ruki will have like other stuff as... So my theory is that Ruki, once the connector is defeated, Ruki becomes the new connector. Oma and Koga teaming up defeat the current connector. And then we have like build up where Koga ends up fighting Ruki or something like that. That's just like a quick possible like little theory thing. Brings back dead fighters. That wouldn't really make sense of what's established in the series, because they're meant to be super dead. Or at least the humans who die a second time are meant to be super dead. It would be pretty crazy, but it would be kinda weird if they had that. Do I think the Fifth Fang can beat Edward? No, I do not. Well, we know Loki has a shape-shifting ability. It kind of seems like Nostradamus may to some regard, or he was just dressing up more so. That's, I guess, another reason we could have, you know, them two fighting. Yeah, I would like to make Kengan content if I didn't get, you know, all these strikes where I can't upload and may lose my channel. Just, you know, unfortunate. It may be... There may be a path I can go down to actually stop the strikes going on. That's currently, like, partly in the works. But right now, I've just appealed all the strikes, waiting for them to go through, and then, like, I don't know, in a week or two, I'll be able to upload again. Who and Bucky would make Record Ragnarok human roster? Mainly just, like, the strongest fighters, like Yujiro, Bucky, Oliver, Jack, maybe Musashi you could count, stuff like that. This, whoever you think the strongest would be. Motobe could be in there with his crazy prep time. Kroki's an interesting one because we don't really know where he sits. He has like the statement about Drota being on his level. We have him saying he doesn't know whether he can defeat current Kano. So with all that in mind, I don't think Kroki can beat Edward. Like, one-on-one. But for all we know, over the recent times against Kroki could have got, once again, a crazy improvement. And he was being way too humble in what he was saying. So maybe he could. But considering that Ryan is set up to fight Gilbert in the future, and Gilbert is stronger than what Edward was, Kroki is still that guy. So by the time we get to see all that happen, Kroki, I could say, would be able to beat Edward. I don't care too much about Loki as well, but I just feel like we need another Norse god. He's had a lot of shine in the series already, so just having him fight, and then I guess now rather than later would be this better potentially. And then they could do something interesting, as I think Loki's gonna fight Okita, and that fight will be like the opposite of what Hercules vs Jack was, where the god was like the trickster in the fight, like outplaying him with like tactics and stuff like that. I think Zeus would keep his word if it was going to go like that. But I think Odin will play a part in like stuff after the tournament actually continuing. Koga getting kidnapped would make sense for like the theory that the panel in chapter 0 of Kengan is actually Koga and Ryuki, and Koga is the one in the worm mask. That, you know, would set up all that quite well, and that'll be like next level insanity. What's your take if we get a Ragnarok 2 or Aftermath? I think it's may happen. It would have like a role for the surviving humans. It would have like other characters a chance to shine. Characters who didn't really get too much in their fight, like what's his name? Poseidon. Not Poseidon. Thor, I mean, could have like a role. I think it's possible. I think it would be pretty cool because, you know, I enjoy Ragnarok, one of my favorite series, so it continuing as long as possible, that makes me, you know, excited. Yet I wouldn't say seeing the future, but eye abilities is too much. Any Muslim characters or gods taking part in Record of Ragnarok? Not that I know of. Do you think Doppo will get an arc? A specific arc focusing on Doppo, I don't think we're going to get. We already have his Gaiden, which is pretty much the spin-off of Doppo's younger years. So I don't think we really need a specific arc for Doppo. I don't think, you know, he deserves one. We have characters like, you know, Jack, who does deserve one. Favorite power-up in Kengan? Probably the removal, I guess. Maybe even is Formless considered a power up? I like removal. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a Ryan fan. A human fighter, human robot with guns. That would be some wacky stuff. Like the perfect setup for Jack is him like doing the gauntlet with everyone, fighting Bucky, defeating Bucky, and then having his own fight with Yujo. That would be the perfect way to, you know, have it go. A second Ragnarok would be pretty wild as well. Maybe like Ragnarok finishes, humanity is saved, and then we go like 10 million years in the future or whatever, where they're deciding to do it once again. We have like an older goal step up to, you know, defend against humanity, who takes over like the role of Brunhilde, because I think Brunhilde's going to die by the end. We have Goal set up as the new person taking over. We have Zeus fighting again and like losing. Maybe one other god fighting again, maybe like Thor or something fighting again or something like that as like the new lead god of the Norse. And then we have like maybe 1 or 2 humans who survived returning again. And then yeah, that would be pretty wild. That would be like still hype. Probably like years away if we were to get anything like that, but hey, I would like that. Like human machine hybrids. That'll be interesting. Like they could have gone down so many paths. I kind of talked about that in my the problem with Record of Ragnarok video. Like they had all this potential considering the use of gods and ways they could like make it crazy and stuff, but they kind of made it too simple in some aspects. I don't think that would ever happen. If Jack was to fight Yudro, it wouldn't be like Jack low diff and Yudro. If anything, it would be like how Bucky kind of won against Yudro, but we all know Yudro would have won. Something like that. The way Itagaki, handles Yudro would not, allow something like that to happen. I don't think we need a Ryan backstory. We know enough about him that he's just, built different, built wrong in some regards. That's just why he is the black sheep of the Kurei clan. Achilles, possible inclusion. Maybe mentioned. Maybe shown. That's about all. If, like, the way the connector is currently set up, if he was to fight any other top tier, he should kind of stomp them. Because think about it like this. Gilbert is confirmed to be stronger than Edward. Edward was already like someone like at the tippy top, and then Gilbert just without any hesitation just like, oh yeah, connector, boss man, too strong, you're above me, just without any thought. Like that puts connector on such a level, it's kind of wild. Prisoners returning, yep, that would be cool. I think the next fight's going to be Loki versus Akita. I have mentioned it, but no problems, mate. Well, the main character is Bucky, not Yudro. But Yudro does get as much shine, if not more, at least in current days. Because Bucky hasn't really done anything in the current manga series, which is unheard of. And you could say Masashi was kind of the protagonist of, the Masashi arc. I've read bits and pieces like the specific chapters where Kengan stuff is mentioned in the Dumbbell manga, but I haven't like read it since start to end or watched the anime. It's like, isn't it like comedy mainly, slice of life stuff? Not really for me. Yeah, possible top 3. I agree. I was about to say Aaron never beat RML. I was like tripping for a second. Yeah, thought you meant Ken Kaneki. There's probably going to be a few people who would be annoyed by like a long drawn out no relation tournament if it's similar length to like the Ashura one. But for me personally, I wouldn't really mind if they want to do like 10 chapters every fight, going into flashbacks, what they've been training on, stuff like that. I wouldn't even complain. I would enjoy that. Different design, maybe just an older look, but I don't think that will change his design too much. Like, I think he's going to have like the same hair throughout most of the series, as an example. I agree, Doyle getting revenge. Doyle got done so dirty at the end of the prison arc. Like, everyone pretty much beat him up by the end. Just unlucky, man, unlucky. Do I like the Ragnarok adaptation in the end? If you're talking about the anime, of course, no. I'd want something much better. I think season 2 was better than season 1, but of course I wanted something much better. It's kind of weird how Ryan handled Iroh's death. Like, does he want revenge? Who knows? Ryan's a bit weird. True, Doyle just needs to roll up to Kengan. We do have the Kengan Bucky spin-off, so same world confirmed. when you saw Do in the anime, oh, because of his hair. Yeah, that makes sense. Any other series? When it comes to content on the main channel, right now, not so much. This Kengan, Bucky, Ragnarok, and One Punch Man, that's really the only 4 things I read right now. Maybe if another series I become aware of, I start reading like every drop, I may talk about it, but those are honestly the 4 things I read right now. Even Jujutsu Kaisen, which was the focus of this channel for a little bit, I haven't read a chapter in like 6-7 months. I think Ryan beats Faye. I've watched part 1 to 5 of the JoJo anime. I did post it on Twitter, right? Let me look up this manga. Ragnarok Crimson. What are the categories? It's a shonen, action, dark fantasy. Let's just look up fights for it, because that's mainly what I care about. Sheesh. The art for it looks pretty good. Hey. Maybe this is something I end up reading. It does seem a little bit too like superpower magical like for me based on these panels. How many chapters are there though? That's an important thing for me most of the time. There's 61 chapters. Not bad, not bad. I may check it out, I may not. We'll see what happens. You should review Rosen Gata Saga. Very violent, eh? I like the sound of that. Let us see. I should show these on stream, but if you say it's very violent, 18 plus, I don't know if I'm going to show this one. Yeah, I can see what you mean by violent. This does look like something I would like, though. I don't know about that. It's a little bit suspect. Maybe let me pin this one to like look back in the future. Yeah, I think Jack beats Ryan. Tokyo Duel is kind of meh. I read, like I've mentioned, I made a dedicated video on it when like I first became aware of it like 2 years ago. I mentioned it in like other videos here and there, but I don't really keep up. I read like the first 2 fights. I don't even know how many fights they've covered now. So, yeah, maybe it's bad. I can't really comment. I haven't read enough, and it has been quite some time since I read anything. A private tournament, just 4 top tiers. Hey, that'll be hype. I think the New Annihilation tournament is going to have a lot of top tiers, though. I just hope all like the top tiers are part of it. Like, I hope we're not missing characters like Kana or something like that. That would be unlucky. Very unlucky. Balloons? Yes, sir. The Wixen. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. There's no way Jack beats Ryan? What are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? Are you tripping? Are you absolutely tripping? Ryan rip a guy in half. And a weaker version of Jack can, you know, fight one-on-one against Pickle, who rips dinosaurs apart. I don't get what your point is. Well, if they're going to be able to keep up with the top tiers, a lot of them having foresight is going to be kind of required. Like, the characters that have foresight, who do we have? We have Kuroki, Kano, Oma, Lolong. I believe that's all we have 100% confirmed. Koga's like kind of learning it. So yeah, characters are gonna have a chance. They're kind of gonna need that, but I think Kuroki will remain as like the pinnacle when it comes to that. But there definitely will be a lot of characters unlocking it or like having it in the next tournament, most likely, or a way to counter it, as Oma kind of talked about. Okay, got a point. A. And the same man, Bucky characters, at least the higher end of Bucky characters, a bit too strong. I've been live for over an hour. Sheesh. Nice, nice, nice. I'll probably stream for a little bit longer, so if you have any last minute questions, or if you want me to do a tier list, just send the super chat and I'll do whatever tier list you want, but I'll be ending the stream quite soon. Because, wearing this mask is making my head itchy. I'm kind of dying speaking a little bit as well. Not used to this. It probably will, as characters get stronger to a certain point. For other characters to keep up, everyone needs to have like the crazy move that makes them stronger, but hopefully not. Hopefully they keep it tame. I think they're like around the lower end of Kengan. I just think specific characters like Yujiro, Bucky, Jack, people like that won't really ever be comparable to Kengan. Kengan will always be quite a bit below them. My favorite fight is probably Kano vs Gaolang, but I think the best fight in the series is still Kano vs Kuroki. That fight is truly just peak. I'll probably say it's my favorite fight in all of manga as well. From like, just at the top of my head. 14 anime and manga. Best PS4/5 game you played? Probably Elden Ring. I got that shit as it dropped and played it for like a month straight until I got all the trophies, and then haven't touched it since. So yeah, probably that. Elden Ring was quite fire. My favorite in Kengan is Gaolang. Yeah, I've played and finished Bloodborne. I played Dark Souls 1 Remastered, but I didn't finish that. I finished Dark Souls 3, I played Bloodborne, and I played Sekiro. And of course Elden Ring. When Oma had a conversation with Koga, he kind of talked about hiding your intent, so like a counter for pre-initiative or like some versions of foresight. So there is kind of like little hints here and there about ways to counter pre-initiative. And then we have Gaolang, who was able to counter Carlos's pre-initiative by simply just punching before he could really use it. So like, there is ways around it that have been shown in the series already. I forgot to mention Carlos had pre-initiative before. Rate Bloodborne out of 10? Probably 7. It's my least favorite out of the ones I mentioned before. Elden Ring number 1, Sekiro number 2, then Dark Souls 3, then probably Bloodborne. It wasn't bad, but I don't know, I just like the other ones more. What do you mean? I don't think they're ending. I'm just. Oh, I think you're talking about the thumbnail. The three fights may be ending. Like Oliver vs Sukune may be ending shortly. Okubo vs Seki probably ends the next chapter, and Beelzebub vs Tesla should be ending this month, considering it's a double chapter, and we may have been like spoiled that it's coming out or ending next month as well. So like, that's really what it was, not the mangas themselves. Characters getting introduced on par with Shen isn't really likely. Especially like newly introduced character. I don't think that's really going to happen at all. Finish the game more than 20 times? I definitely could not do that. Like I finished Elden Ring 3 or 4 times. That was mainly just to get all the trophies, I believe. Dark Souls, I think I did it twice. Bloodborne, I did it once. And Sekiro, I think I may have done it twice as well. Maybe even 3 times. I think the African Wu clan will appear when we eventually get the war between the Kure and the remaining Wu clan. Like the big all-out war. I think that's when we'll get to see them. That's going to be pretty cool. There's probably monsters in them as well. Oh no, he's blind. He can't see what he's shooting at. Oh no. If I delete this guy. What do you? No, I did it wrong. There you go. It's this guy. Didn't try Elden Ring? Amen. It's absolute peak. Definitely try it out. I think Leonidas will be... I don't think he'll be the strongest like human or character, but I think he'll be on the higher end. I think Huang beats Lubu. That could be an interesting what if battle as well. Might do that in the future. Who knows? Probably stream for 5 more minutes, so last minute questions, let me know. Well, Miyamoto Musashi in Ragnarok, he was, you know, the whole Sasaki and him having their battles, he was already shown. This wasn't a fighter. Alexander the Great, yeah. Genghis Khan, yeah. Vlad the Impaler, yeah. A few of them could be cool. Muhammad Ali, that's what I said earlier. Who won Tesla versus Beelzebub? I can't even speak. Who won Tesla or Beelzebub? It hasn't happened. Still going, mate. I hope it doesn't end with Musashi winning. If Musashi wins it, that's just too predictable. Hold up. I made a video doing like my whole series predictions. I'll try and find it. I think when I reviewed the Adams fight, maybe. Hold up. How do I show my screen? Like, they claim there isn't a protagonist. in like 10k each, but there could be. I'm trying to show my screen so I can show the 10k each stuff. Maybe move that. Hold up. There you go. So, I think in one of these videos I talked about like my full predictions on who I think is going to win. But I reviewed the first 2 fights here. I reviewed the third fight and then the fourth fight. And then once the current fight ends, I'll review that as well. But yeah, this should be the end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed. Any last minute questions? Tesla underrated so far. I think he's. I'm not really sure where to rate Tesla. I have to wait and like reread all the stuff. What kind of divine weapon should Rasputin get? Like a ring or something. Musashi really gives off Mage MC vibe. Yeah, I read that. Belzov will win. They have given too many wins to the humans. I think it'll be a draw. I think Loki versus Okita will be the next fight. I think Ryan will surpass Edward in the future, if not already. I hope they accept your appeal so you can upload more. Yep. Once my appeals are fully processed, I should lose my strikes. And then I'll be able to upload on the main channel again. I have a video in the works I recorded today for it. I just need to edit. So whenever that's done, I'll be able to, upload again. So stay tuned for that. Check out my Twitter in the pinned comment. Join the Discord, whatever. Stay tuned for the next stream, whatever happens. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Laters.